Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to week 12. For assignment 11, we are going to either be actors as well as producers, or you'll be the producer of this video, and you can use somebody else if you'd prefer. So what I'd like you to do is make sure that you're using a camera in a nice stable spot. You can see behind me I've got the tripod there, and my cell phone is mounted to that. So I'm going to leave that camera in the same position for all the video that I'm going to shoot. And I'm not going to move it at all. And so that's how that's going to work. And I guess that's about it. What do you think? You ready to shoot? You ready to go? All right, let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I did was I set up my camera in the room and then shot the two dialogues, the A dialogue and the B dialogue, as two separate clips. So first thing we're going to do is go into After Effects here. I set up a composition here for 720 by 540, 30 frames a second, and my duration is 2 minutes for now. It may be less than that or it may be a little more, but I started with 2 minutes just based on my dialogue. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Here's my project here. And so now the first thing I want to do is I filmed it on my iPhone. So I want to go into my folder and where I downloaded the video files. And I'm just going to start by importing my A dialogue. So I just labeled each line A dialogue and B dialogue. So I can bring them both in here, but I'm going to start with my A dialogue on the timeline. So here's my B dialogue, but I'll bring A down here, and this is kind of what I'll base my mask on. Okay, so now that I have these two in there, I'm going to have to scale them exactly the same here. So let's go to transform. We'll scale this down to just right about there. So we're looking at 38%. Okay, so here's my A dialogue at 38%. And let's see, it looks like we're set up maybe for only 2 seconds. I thought I did 2 minutes. So let me go back to composition settings here. Oh yeah, okay, so we got to change this to minutes rather than seconds. That was my bad. Okay, so make sure you're doing 2 minutes rather than seconds. Okay, now we should be good. So if I play this, it should play out. Oh, no, it's perfect. Steam me in there. And then my dialogue will start up here in just a second. Or a few seconds anyway.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for now and just see if I need to make this a little longer. And it looks like I'm probably okay, yeah. Okay, so we're good there. Okay, so now what I want to do, since I didn't move the camera at all, I want to make a mask here that I'm going to use along with my Luma Matte like we did in the previous assignment. So let's go home here and let's get a shot with me sitting there so I know where I am. That's probably a good one right there. So I'm going to make a still frame out of this. So again, go to composition, save frame as file. We're going to call this still frame split screen or 4 split screen, something like that. Demo, just so I know which one I'm using. Okay. And we're going to save this into beginning After Effects assignment 11. says Photoshop, but I'm going to change that after I click save. Now we're in the render window like we were before. Instead of a Photoshop file where it says output module, I'm going to change this to from a Photoshop sequence to a JPEG sequence. Click OK. Now we're going to save it out as a JPEG, right? And we're going to output this to beginning After Effects AE11. So there it is. So I'm going to click save. And then make sure the last step you click the render button. So now that that's rendered, I can go into that. I can go into Photoshop with it, actually. So let's go ahead and open that. And let's go ahead and open this in Photoshop. So open with. And we're going to make the mask here with our... Since we're using a Luma Matte, we're going to use light and dark. And there's our image. Okay. I'll look up image size here. 720 by 540. Click OK. Or cancel is fine. Now look at your canvas size too. Your canvas size, make sure that's the same too. Yeah, looks good. 720 by 540. Click OK. We can zoom in on it a little bit here too. And let's go ahead and just use this to make our mask. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of make it gradual. So we want me to show up over here. So I'll make this white. And then over here we'll mask this out with a darker color, right? And for my brush, I'm actually going to use like an air type of brush. So if I grab my brush tool, I can go up here. This first brush here is pretty good. I'll just use that one. But before I do that, I may want to kind of look at, maybe probably from the matte on up this way would probably be good. So if I go in here now and just sort of start brushing around here, I could do it that way. Or better yet, I could even start with the darker colors here. So I could go into this with black color to start, maybe over on this side. Just kind of mask out the elements that I don't want to keep. You know, maybe from there on. And then on this side, we'll use a little bit of white. Let's do a little more over here just to make sure that we're golden there. That's probably enough right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Come down here a little bit more. And maybe get rid of whatever's on the floor there. Not sure. Let's just get rid of that too. So something like that would probably work. And now I can go to the white color here and just fill in this end best I can here. And just kind of, that way it'll kind of fade in between the two, which will be nice. Let's see how that works. Something like that. I think that should work okay there. Let's try that. So now what we're going to do is File, Export. We're going to export it as a JPEG, or you can do a PNG, I guess, but I'm just going to do a JPEG. Click Export. We're going to keep the same name, Still Frame for Split Screen Demo, but we're also going to add in Mask. Still Frame Mask for Split Screen Demo, same folder, JPEG, click Save. And that's all you need to do for your mask. And next, in the next part of the assignment, we will line it up and see if we can make this happen where I'm having a dialogue with myself. Okay, I just came back for a second to show you that I kind of feathered the mask there, you'll see, with my brush, and that was kind of a bad idea, I think. This feathered area between the light and the dark did not do well in here. So if you look at this, you can see a fuzzy kind of line where the coffee mug looks like it's kind of doubling there. And so that didn't quite work there. So I'm going to try redoing the mask with a sharper brush that has a sharper edge and see if that helps fix things. So let me do that and I'll come back and we'll see how it works. Okay, we're back in Photoshop here, and I'm just going to try something. I'm going to use the magnetic lasso tool and see if I can make this much smoother process here. So I'm going to start up here on the top, go across here, maybe just pick an area to go down with. Well, actually I'm going to need, yeah, that'll probably work right there. Maybe go across here, except I don't want to interact with my other self there. And then go across there maybe, and across there. Whoops. And let's go back this way. I don't remember where I started here. Oh, up top there, yeah. Okay, so now I've selected a specific area, and I'm going to use a sharper brush here. Again, I'm going to grab the brush tool, but instead of that really feathered kind of airbrush look, I'm going to use a hard round brush and see how that affects the outcome here. And since I selected the area, it'll only select a specific area. So we'll have some real nice sharp lines, and maybe that'll smoothly showcase both of them together. So we're going to put white over that area that we're going to keep. Now the easiest way is just to go up to select, choose inverse, and change your area that you want to disappear to black, just like this. And there, I think we are good to go, unless I missed a little bit. Let's go over here. See, you can see there I didn't get everything there, so we'll grab that. Go over to this edge and look. Make sure you get everything on the top as well. Okay, we're looking good there. And just for our consistency's sake, we'll go back and do select, inverse one more time, and just run the white. Even though this won't show up, we'll finish that just so it's all done. Okay, so we should be good to go now. Hopefully this will work out better with a sharp brush. And deselect, Control D. Now I can take this and just export it out. We're going to export this as a JPEG again. Click export. We're going to call this same thing, still frame for split screen, still frame mask for split screen demo, and then we'll just override the other one. And it looks like it's in there, so we're good to go. So we'll head back to After Effects and see what we can do with this. Okay, so I'm back here in Photoshop. I'm going to minimize my After Effects file. And let's go ahead and get rid of the mask that I created here in my folder. We'll delete that, and we're still in this Photoshop file. So all we're going to do is just add some black to this, just to edge out some of this area so my hand doesn't get cut off. Okay, so we're just going to kind of edge out this area a little bit. See if that might be too much, but let's see if we can make this work somehow. Let's undo that, and let's try for a sharper brush maybe. Again, I think the hard round one's going to be better. And we're just going to take a little bit away so you can't see my hand being cut off there. That was kind of a bad move. So let's bring down the size here. And again, we're just going to clear away a little bit here so my hand doesn't disappear. That's probably going to be enough right there, right? So again, let's go ahead and file. Let's save it. And hopefully that'll update. And let's go back to After Effects. Click OK, and we'll delete this and we'll just re-import it. So we'll bring that in, click OK. And there it is. Okay, so we're going to bring this back in, bring it on top, turn the eyeball off, right? And then again, for our track matte on the B dialog, we're going to apply, we're going to apply it to the still. So now you can see both of us. And it looks better. It doesn't look like my hand is getting cut off so much there. So I think I can live with that. Let's see how it looks.
Hello? Yes. Hello?
Okay, so we're getting there. Now I've got to figure out how to time this, hopefully. I can do that. So maybe about right there. So again, I'll split this clip, the A dialog clip that is, Control-Shift-D. Let's delete that, and we'll bring this over a little bit and see if we can get these to line up.
Hello? Hello? Yes. You all right? Hello? Hello? Yes. You all right?
So the dialogue is obviously off, so I could try playing with time. Again, if you go to Layer, Time Stretch here, let's stretch this. Well, opposite. Let's go 90% on this and see if we can speed it up a little bit. Let's see if we can match these up.
Hello? Hello? You all right? Are you
Yes,
sure?
I'm sure. It's just a little headache, that's all.
Oh, good. You want some aspirin?
No, don't be too helpful, okay?
You're upset.
Good Lord.
Okay, I thought you might want to talk.
About what?
About anything.
I'm going away.
What do you mean?
I'm going away, that's all.
Where?
Not far, don't get excited.
When?
Now.
So that wasn't too bad as far as the timing, but my voice changed. So we got to see if we can figure out how to do something with that. So let me undo that. The other option would be to try to take the B dialogue and slow it down too. So that might be more effective. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to Layer, Time Stretch. This time we're going to go above 100% and see if that helps.
Hello? Hello? Yes.
You all right?
Yes, I'm sure. It's just a little headache, that's...
Okay, not bad. Now I think I can do a little more with that. So let's go ahead and undo that, and we're going to go up to Layer again, Time Stretch. And let's go up to 110%. Okay, that's closer. Let's see what we can do with that.
Hello? Hello?
You all right?
Yes,
Sure?
I'm sure. It's just a little headache, that's all.
Oh, good. You want some aspirin?
No, don't be too helpful, okay?
You're upset.
Good Lord.
Okay, I thought you might want to talk.
About what?
About anything.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Again, I'm going to do it one more time. Undo that, and then let's go back to 107. So again, Layer, Time Stretch. Again, instead of 110, we'll do 107 there on that one. And on this one, we'll speed it up just a little bit. We'll go about 97. We're going in reverse there, right? Or let's do 93. So very close there, but it's going to change the voices.
Hello?
Hello?
You all right?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. It's just a little headache, that's all.
Oh, good. You want some aspirin?
No, don't be too helpful, okay?
You're upset. Okay.
Good
I thought you might
Lord.
want to talk.
About what?
About anything.
I'm
What do you
going
mean?
away.
Not bad, but I think with the A dialogue, instead of 93, we can maybe slow it down a little bit more. So time stretch, or a little less. I mean, sorry. Let's try 94. There we go.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. It's just a little headache, that's all.
Oh, good. You want some aspirin?
No, don't be too helpful, okay?
You're upset.
Good
I thought
Lord.
you might want to talk.
About what?
About anything.
That's much better.
I'm going
What do
away.
you mean?
I'm going away,
Where?
that's all. Not far, don't
When?
get excited. Now.
Because that was a little off. So still a little fast on the A dialogue. Okay, so now I'll go back to B dialogue and adjust that a little bit. I can bring that one back just a little bit. So let's bring this one back to 106. Try that.
Little headache, that's all.
Oh, good. You want some aspirin?
No, don't be too helpful, okay?
You're upset.
Good Lord.
I thought you might want to talk.
About what?
About anything.
I'm going away.
What do you mean?
I'm going away, that's all.
Where?
Not far, don't get excited.
When?
Now.
Okay, that works. So if you're having trouble lining it up, you can always use the time stretch as well. But that's the basic idea. You create a mask between and apply the Luma Matte. I put the B dialogue a second from the top, and then I put the mask on the top, and then I used a Luma Matte on the B dialogue layer, and just chose this split screen still as my matte. So that's kind of how you do it. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to go into After Effects again and create another project here for you. I had trouble with that last one because of the overlapping, and the timing was a little off, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you how you can take liberties with the dialogue and maybe add some action, things like that, and how you can edit it to where you can sync it up easier or a little better. So let's try this. I did another dialogue here. We're going to do 720 by 540, 30 frames a second. I'm going to set this up for 1 minute 30 seconds just to start. Click OK. And I did make a few more clips here in the same room. So let's bring these in. Okay, and here's our first one. Or we'll bring them both down here. Let's turn off the bottom one for a second, and I'll just kind of zoom it on the first one. So I'm going to go down here and scale it down again to as far as I can before it starts to black screen on me there. So probably right there at 34%. So we're going to leave that one there, and we'll do the same thing with the other one. Again, you want them to be hopefully exactly the same. Hopefully the camera didn't move in the process. You don't want your camera to move at all to make this successful. If you're having trouble getting to the specific number here, you can go into the number menu there and just go ahead and do that. And here we'll turn these on. Notice there my chair is off a little bit, but that won't matter because one side of this screen will be gone. So first things first, let's take a look at our dialogue. Let's listen to the dialogue and see where they're out of sync. So I probably want to just start with me already in the room right there. Maybe adding on the calculator there. So I'm going to go ahead and split this top clip. Control-Shift-D. Delete everything in front of that. And bring this back over to the beginning.
What? No way, man. It's got to be 2.
So that's pretty far off there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one maybe over just a little bit and bring this back this way. Hit home, try it again. I'm trying to just listen here to sync up the dialogue.
What? No way, man. It's got to be 2. Actually, 3. 4.
That's not bad. Probably want to bring this back over just a hair and try doing this.
What? No way, man. It's got to be 2. No. Actually, 3. 4. No. No. 5.
You are such a control freak.
6. Bull.
7, man.
8.
Okay, there we have something that's off. So this is a good opportunity for me to use time stretch between the dialogue. So let's go ahead and turn the eyeball off on the top layer and see what we've got here. Here I'm walking in. I don't want that, so I'm going to have to start me about maybe right there. So this is going to be a challenge here. So if I bring this back over, we're going to have to use time stretch. So let's listen.
No way, man. It's got to be 2.
Right there. So what we're going to do is time stretch it right before I nod my head. See when I'm shaking my head about right here? Right there. So what we're going to do is before that happens, I'm going to time stretch this beginning here. So let me split this clip, Control-Shift-D, and we're going to time stretch this little nugget right here, okay? So I'm going to go up to Layer, Time Stretch, and let's do this. Let's double it to 200%. And now that's probably going to be too much, but if I move this over, we might see it working there. So let's try that.
What? No way, man. It's got to be 2. Oops. 4. Actually, 3.
That's way off, right? So let's go ahead and watch this. See if I can time stretch this some more.
No way, man. It's got to be 2.
Okay, right there maybe. So we're going to split it again, Control-Shift-D, and we're going to stretch this one out. Again, time stretch. Let's do 160 this time. Click OK. We've got to move this guy along here. And let's see what we have so far. Again, I'm strictly using the audio to sync it up before I even do the video part.
No way, man. It's gotta be 2.
Okay. Sounds like it's still rendering here, so let's...
It's gotta be 2.
Or maybe I did the wrong one here. Let's go back. Let's see what I did here.
No way, man. It's gotta be 2.
Okay, then I got... Okay, so it's the next clip. So I had the wrong one.
4.
Okay, so we're going to do this one on top here. Again, right before I shake my head. Or say psh. Maybe right there. Okay? So grab this one, Control-Shift-D. And it's this one we're going to stretch. So things can get a little confusing when you're dealing with all these different little chunks. So again, we're going to time stretch. And again, we're going to do one. Let's do 170. Click OK, and now we'll move this forward. We don't want to time stretch the dialogue if we can help it so it doesn't change the voice.
What? No way, man. It's gotta be 2. Actually 3, 4.
Okay, so not quite enough, so I'm going to keep going with that. Time stretch. Let's go ahead and just do 200 while we're at it. Again, I don't think that's going to be enough either, but we'll see.
No. Actually 3, 4.
Okay, a little bit more, and I think we'll have it. Let's do 215. It's going to be close.
No. Actually 3, 4.
There we go.
No. No. 5. You are such a control freak. 6.
Okay, that
Actually
might work.
3, 4. No. No. 5. You are such a control freak. 6. 7. Bull. 8.
Okay, so we got to stretch it.
6. 7. Bull.
Okay, right there after I say 6.
6.
Okay, right there. So now I'm going to split it again there. And then from here to here.
7. Bull.
Okay, right before bull.
7. Bull.
Hopefully that's it. Control-Shift-D, and we're going to split. We're going to stretch this one. So let's see, layer, time stretch. Again, let's do 170 to start. Move this guy over.
You are such a control freak. 6. 7, man. Bull. 8.
That's a little too long, so I'm going to go back here and bring it down just a little bit, maybe to 160. Okay, so you can see how making these adjustments can be advantageous to the timing of your dialogue.
7, man. Bull. 8. Wrong again. 10 works for me.
Okay, so I got to do it one more time.
Bull. 8.
Okay, right there, I'm going to split it one more time. Okay. And from here until I
Wrong
nod.
again.
Or maybe after I nod.
Wrong again. 10 works for me. Wrong again.
Okay, so it'll probably work best to do it right before the nod. So again, one more here. Hopefully this will be the last one. Again, layer, time shift, or time stretch, sorry. Let's try 200. Should probably be close.
Bull. 8. Wrong again. 9. 10 works for me.
All right, so that looks pretty good, or sounds pretty good. So I could live with that. So the next thing now, I've sent. So you may, like I said, you may want to get your audio timing right. A couple ways you can do that is to, edit your clips. Use time stretch in between the dialogue so it doesn't change your voice. And then once you get the audio synced up, then you can go and do the video effects much easier. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to use this clip to do my split screen, or I could use one where I'm sitting there, I guess, and then just I'm going to try to see about doing it almost straight down, or maybe right here where my knee is and go all the way straight up. So let's see if we can do that. So let's take that frame here. We're going to go to Composition, Save Frame As, File. We'll call this 1 to 10 still frame. PSD's fine. And we'll save that to, yep, A11. So we're going to click Save. And now we want to open that in Photoshop. Being now that it's a Photoshop file, that's something we can use. So here we go. Let's see, I saved it out as a PSD. Oh no, I didn't render it. So again, don't forget to do the render part. That's where I keep messing up. So make sure you hit the render button. Okay, so now it should be in there as a Photoshop file or a PSD file. There it is. So we'll open this with Photoshop, of course. So today's the 60. There it is, 1 to 10 still frame. Okay. There it is. And so now I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. Oh, there we go. And now, so what we're going to do now is just make our mask. So let's duplicate this. Okay, and this will be our mask. And again, should be pretty easy here. We're just going to grab our lasso tool here, or polygonal lasso tool. Let's just go straight up this way. Yeah. Let's try that right where the skull is here. Let's just see what happens. And we'll grab this. And this area is going to disappear, right? Okay, so black is our foreground. That's what we want. We want our brush here. Let's bump that up. And we're going to mask this area out. And then use white here to get this side to show up later when we apply the Luma Matte. So again, we're going to change our foreground color, go up to Select, choose Inverse, and then just fill this area in white. And just make sure you cover the whole thing, and you should be in good shape. Okay, that should cover it. Deselect, and then when we save this out, it'll just save out as 720 by 540, I believe. I guess make sure you got everything as well. Looks like we did. So let's just go ahead and export that as a JPEG, let's say. And we'll call it 1 to 10 still frame mask. Okay, click Save. Should be done with that. And let's go back into After Effects. And let's go back to Comp 1 here. We've got a lot of clips to deal with here, Let's go ahead and bring the mask in here. File, import. File. And there's our mask. Click import. Okay, and let's bring that down in onto the top here. And then we'll go down to our first clip there. And it looks like we're going to do Luma Matte for this one. And make sure you choose Luma. And it looks like we'll have to do that for every single clip we have here. So I did not anticipate that, but... So here, if you do it for every clip underneath, you should be in good shape. Okay. Okay, looks like we got a few more we're dealing with here. So every clip you split, if you do it this way, I made it much harder than I need it to be. But every clip you do this way, if you're splitting it, you'll have to apply it all the way down the line here. So it's a little more work this way, but at least you're getting the timing to work well here. Okay. All right, so we've got all those. And so now what we need to do is figure out, I think this one goes all the way down to the bottom. Or no, maybe not. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. So this one... would go under, yeah, it's still going to go underneath, I believe. Yeah. So this first one, since I don't have a Luma Matte on it, needs to go on the bottom here. So now we have it all set up. So basically your mask is on the top layer. All of the clips that you cut and had to do the time layer adjustment, you need to set that to still frame mask for your track mat and make sure that Luma Matte is chosen. Yeah. So now it should play where we could, and then finally, your first clip that's not linked to the mask will go down on the bottom here. That's the way I did it. It's a little more work, but it'll work.
What? No way, man. It's got to be 2.
No. Actually, 3.
4.
No. 5. You are such a control freak. 6. 7, man. Bull. 8. Wrong again. 9. 10 works for me.
Okay.
All right, so there you have it. So again, it's a little more work to have to split and use time stretch, but if your timing isn't lining up and you're taking some liberties with the dialogue and adding things, and you can use time stretch between the words, but you have to split the clips, and then you'll have to apply, like I said, you'll have to apply the Luma Matte to all the clips that you split, and link to the mask above if you want to make it work.